What's up guys, it's Isaac here with Isaac Built It, and today is footing day. So as you can see, our lot looks entirely different. We've cleared the home sites for the next 3 lots, and today we are pouring the concrete for our footings inside the foundation of these homes. And before we dive too deep into this stage of the home build process, if you're new here, my name is Isaac and I teach you how to build new construction investment homes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our videos about our upcoming projects, as well as this 10-unit home project. Yesterday we had our crew out here and their sole job was to dig the footing and prepare the footing for the concrete today. So what that looks like is I had to have our surveyor come out here and he pins the corners of the footing. That way we know exactly where to dig and where that home site's gonna be. Afterwards, our crew comes in, they use the excavator and they dig out those footing locations, including the piers in the middle. They also have to put rebar per code, as well as match the footing report that our engineer provides. For our new builders here, if you don't know what a footing is, this is our concrete footing. What the footing does is it gives you a stable base to build your masonry walls or whatever foundation wall type you have. In our area, what most builders typically do are crawl space foundation walls, which are basically 3 to 4 foot height walls, depending on the slope of your land. And what this is it's a combination of CMU masonry blocks, what people often call as cinder blocks, and bricks. The reason that the footing is so critical is because we can't just put that CMU block directly on top of a soil, even if we level it out. You need a stable foundation that is underneath the soil that hits a hard substrate that you can then build your block wall on top of. And that is why the foundation, or the footing for the foundation, is so important. What the engineer is doing is he's comparing what was approved from the engineer design to what is actually done in site. He makes sure our rebar is right, he makes sure the width, the depth, and the location of the footings is right, and ultimately he's just checking to make sure that we're ready for concrete, because once you pour the concrete, you're not able to see any of those other aspects of the open foundation. For the engineering report to determine the size or the type of our footing, we have to rely on their soil testing. So what the engineer does is they come out and collect the soil sample. They then use that information from their lab testing to determine the width, the depth, and the height of that footing. And depth meaning how deep below the grade level. For more firmer soils, for example, there may be a smaller footing depth below the soil, and the height of your footing may only need to be like 8 or 10 inches. Versus in some areas where the soil is not as suitable, you may have to make your footing wider. It may need to be deeper below the soil surface, let's say 36 inches. And instead of an 8-inch footing or a 10-inch footing, I may have to do a 12 or 16-inch footing. While every stage of your construction project is important, your foundation is by far one of the most critical points of building. Just like anything, if your foundation is not right, the rest of the structure is not going to be right either. You may be wondering, how do I know all of this information about the footing size, the footing depth, the engineering report, the soil testing? How do I know this information? And this is exactly what we teach you in the M&M Builders Academy. We teach you how to find your first deal. We teach you how to do your first construction project, finding the subs. We teach you how to get financing. And more importantly, we teach you how to either sell or find that property and develop it as a rental. Pause the video right now and scan that QR code that you see in the corner to get more information and how to join the M&M Builders Academy. Also, visit the link in the description if you want to learn more. For these 2 footings that we poured today, it was about 41 yards of concrete. To put that in perspective, that's over 4 trucks of concrete alone. Now that we've gotten the concrete poured today for these 2 foundations, the next step is to get my surveyor back out here to remark the foundation corner. This allows our foundation guys who are going to build our block wall to know exactly where that foundation should line up. Next, after the foundation wall is done, we'll have to get what's called a projection inspection. And the inspector there is just looking to make sure that our block wall is sitting directly on top of our footing, there's no gaps, and that it ultimately is built to code. The last step after that is backfilling the dirt around the foundation wall and calling our final foundation inspection. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our upcoming video about our foundation being built and where you can really see the structure of this home come to life. These are just 2 of the homes that are part of our 10 home development project, and you do not want to miss it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.